As you make your way through Tyrant Isle, you will encounter really no special trash mobs, 3 mini bosses with one simple mechanic, and an end boss where you will be transformed into a rat. If you don't know what you are doing there, you will be dying over and over. So don't be the only one who doesn't know how the boss works and give me 5 minutes to teach you all you have to know about all bosses and trash mobs. Alright, so let's start. As soon as you're level 50, you will have access to 6 tier 1 dungeons, and one of them is Tyrant Isle. Starting as always with the trash mobs, there's really nothing special to say, except you shouldn't step on the small little eggs. If you do, a small lizard will be summoned. They are not dealing a lot of damage or so, but they are just really annoying. All range players can destroy those eggs with one hit from range. Okay, let's come to the first mini boss. First up, be careful about the trash mobs patrolling around the boss. Kill them always before you start the boss fight. Besides that, the boss has just one major mechanic, in which he will turn invisible. While he is invisible, he will jump onto different players near him, which gets quite a bit of damage. You can make him visible again through interacting with one of the 2 flowers. When you finish the process, he needs to be around the flower. Then he will get stunned and get visible again. Just be careful that he can cancel your interaction with the flower when he jumps on you. But that's already everything you need to know for the first boss. The second mini boss has 3 abilities. For the first ability, the boss is throwing a bola onto one target. Shortly after, he will follow up onto a target with a fury attack jump. So if you see the bolas being thrown to you, just be prepared to block the jump. Then he has an overhead attack which deals quite a bit of AoE damage in an area in front of him. So the tank should tank the boss away from the team. But if the tank sees that the spell is coming, he should also step out of the area. You will see when he is doing that when he is jumping constantly on one place. Shortly after, he will then always follow up with his attack. And for the third ability, he will be moving to the end of the arena. Shortly after, he will channel a huge AoE wave hitting the whole arena. Here you have to jump over it. To have more time to react, don't follow the boss to the end of the arena and stay further back, so you can actually time the jump. For the third mini boss, again be careful of patrolling trash mobs. Other than that, he has just one major ability. He will start choosing one player, which will be marked with a red marker. After a short time, he will charge onto that player. The goal is now to destroy all 4 pillars in the arena. So you have to redirect the charge always to one of those pillars. So if you have the mark, you always stay behind a pillar. That he charges onto that pillar and destroys it. He will do this charge 4 times in a row. So you can destroy all 4 pillars. And that's already it. All you need to know for this boss. Okay, so for the end boss we have 3 major mechanics, and for this we have different elements in the arena. We have a bunch of flowers and we have 4 geysers. So before the boss fight starts, everyone should pick himself a flower. So usually every player just steps on a flower, showing the others which one you want to take. If you want, you can also mark your flower with a private pin, so that you don't forget which one is yours. Okay, now you will always do 3 mechanics in a row. First, he will be throwing some comments onto all players. He will do that as soon as he lifts his hand. Here you just have to be in movement to actually dodge those comments. But don't run in a straight line, otherwise you will be still hit by those comments. And then after a short time, he will activate 2 out of the 4 geysers. That means that 2 of them are bubbling and the other 2 are not bubbling. If you see that this is happening, you have to run to one of the bubbling geysers. And after a short time then, those geysers will explode and shoot you into the air. While you are in the air, he will be doing a huge AoE attack on the ground. So if you are not in the air, you will be of course dying. Then, to not get fall damage, of course use your morph to fly down again. Okay, after this mechanic, he will follow up with his next ability, which will start pulling all party members to him and transforming them into rats. Rats can only move and burrow themselves into the ground. So as a rat, you need to get to your flower again, which would transform you back then. Okay, but you can't just simply go there. First, the boss is doing a powerful AoE attack which will kill all rats on the field. He will do that shortly after you all have been transformed into a rat. But this AoE attack you can dodge when you burrow yourself into the ground. But additionally, after he did his AoE attack, he will start hunting rats. So he will always run to the closest rat to him and eat the rat and kill the player with it. Okay, so how do you have to play it? So after you've been transformed into a rat, you have to run a little bit away from the boss. Then you burrow yourself into the ground to dodge the AoE attack. After he did his AoE attack, you burrow yourself quickly out and run to your flower. If you don't borrow yourself in, then of course you get killed by AoE. If you borrow yourself too early into the ground, he will eat you after his AoE attack. Okay, but that's it. He will repeat these 3 mechanics now over and over again. If there are still open questions, please don't hesitate and ask me in the comment section. If you are new to Dawn of Liberty, just a reminder that there's a starter series where I explain all the fundamentals about the game. If you like the content and want to support me, don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Thanks a lot and see ya in the next one.